video is the biggest load of hoo-ha I've ever seen. Why do you insist we watch this stupid thing?
Am I the only one who understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece? This movie isn't stupid! You're stupid!
Oh, Billy, why you gotta be like that?
Let's go, let's go!
What's up, everyone? I had the opportunity to watch Code Geass, Resurrection of Lelouch. And you know, this movie, I've been anticipating this movie for a while now. Ever since the series ended way back. And you know, Code Geass is just one of my favorite animes. It's one of those animes I constantly rewatch every year. The sheer magnitude of how everyone interacts, the amazing plot just blows me away every single time, to the point that I'm actually rewatching the TV series again, and I'm gonna follow up with the movies again. I'll never forget, like, the first time I was watching this anime on the Comcast on demand menu. It was like episode 1. Lelouch gets pinned into a corner and he's about to die, and before he physically dies, he comes to quarrels about, you know, his decisions and his life, and as this mysterious woman just saves his life and grants him the OP power of Geass. But what's crazy about the whole first episode, you could say that from the old Lelouch, you know, he died and then a new Lelouch was reborn, and it made a really great first impression for me. And the anime didn't skip a beat from there on. You know, scales just got grander and grander, more things became at stake. You know, relationships were tested, and some of them failed. A lot of things happened, and the anime just, you know, like I said, kept raising the stakes. I know many of you guys who are watching this video or have watched the anime and wondering, is this movie worth the watch? Well, I could probably say yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, this movie is worth the watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. This movie does a hell of a lot of fan service. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it does so much. Like, point 1, Lelouch is back. That's for fan service, of course. You know, he's back from the dead. You know what I'm saying? Returning cast and then expansion on Geass, the abilities, and, you know, a whole bunch of other reasons why this movie's great. So I'm making this non-spoiler movie review. So for the people who haven't seen the movie and would like to know the pros and cons of this film. So, guys, the first pro is that character development for the protagonist, man. I think this movie has a lot of development between characters. Lelouch, Nanali, especially C2, Suzaku, to a certain degree. I think what this film does really well is that we hear people that had beef with each other or had problems with each other actually talking to each other and figuring out a way on how to save the day and save the world and save, you know, humanity itself. So, like, I think that was great. And I can thank, you know, Ichiro Odakuchi. He did a great job writing the script. I expect nothing else from the guy who scripted Devilman Crybaby, and Cabaneri, The Iron Fortress, and, you know what I'm saying, Code Geass, you know, the TV series and the movies. Odakuchi's combination with the director Goro Taniguchi was great. Them working on this project felt like Code Geass and not like a watered down version of the series we love, man. And that's one thing I always want when regarding a film that's, you know, taking basis off the TV series and the movies, is that I wanted it to feel authentic. I wanted it to feel like it is Code Geass. You know what I'm saying? I want Cabaneri to feel like Cabaneri. I want Attack on Titan to feel like an Attack on Titan. And it did a really good job. The tone was great. I really enjoyed it. And the development of the characters was excellent. You know, pro number 2, we had Lelouch being Lelouch, man. And this time I felt like this was the hardest battle he ever faced, because he was fighting an ideal that was completely different from what he died for. And it was very interesting. Like, this battle was crazy. It was a mental fortitude between Lelouch and set other characters, and it was just perfect. Like, I really enjoyed Lelouch's character, his arrogance, and, you know, it was just interesting, man. At the end of the day, you know, Lelouch being Lelouch is what we watched the film for. That's why we watched Code Geass for, and I'm glad the film, you know, did that. Pro number 3, the music, man. You know, the music was fantastic. I felt like they brought back or recomposed or remixed some of the original soundtracks from this series, and we can all thank Kotaro Nakigawa for coming back, guys, because what would Code Geass be without, this theme? This theme. And this theme. Pro 4 is like C2 is extremely relatable, like to the point like she even mirrors us as fans. She mirrors our desires to see Lelouch, and I think that's one thing that took me away about the whole film, looking back at it. And the pro of the movie, probably one of the best things in the whole movie was a plot twist, man. Like, there was a plot twist, and I never expected, literally that happening in the movie. And everybody in the theater was like, what the hell was happening? Like, it was just crazy. Like, when that scene came up, I was just like, oh my god, what are we dealing with, man? So, like, you guys, when y'all see the movie, y'all know what I'm going to be talking about. But that'll be it for the pros. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the cons. So, this is not always good, guys. The 3D animation at the climax of the film regarding the big battle between the good guys and the bad guys was probably one of the worst fights in Code Geass. Oh, man. It was just... it was underwhelming, to say the least. So, the reason why I say it's probably one of the worst fights in Code Geass is... And it's not because of the 3D animation or anything like that. Because, Code Geass Akito was dope. It did a great job with Suzaku on Lancelot scene. Like, that fight scenes in that, it was amazing. Like, it was pretty good. And Suzaku's fight scene probably was the worst one. Like, between a lot of people. I just wish they would have done a better choreography, like I just wished a lot more, I wanted to see more Suzaku, doing some more cool things, like we seen him fight against Colin the very first time when she gets her Gurren, Gurren Mark II, that last fight in the anime, that was awesome. But Suzaku has a really bad fight in my opinion, and guys, Suzaku's cool and he's one of my favorite characters, but overall, guys, that fight sucked. It just sucked. So, con number 2 is where was this country when Charles and Schneider was gonna take over the world? I wish we would have had like a quick mention in the anime or compilation films regarding this country, just so we are a little bit familiar. And just for a defense, guys, who knew they were going to make a sequel to the already Code Geass? So I understand why they didn't put it in, So it's not an entirely bad con. It's just that I have to address it because it's somewhat of a con. Because it's like, where the hell they been the whole time? They could have participated in the war with Lelouch. And my last con, it's the lack of expansions. First and foremost, this is a film. I completely understand. You have a timer. You got 2 hours or 1 hour and 30 minutes to make a decent story with some cool action scenes. But when I was watching this movie, it was like, here's this place, new characters. Oh, look, C2, Lelouch, machines, etc., etc. And yeah, this movie, you can't expect everything to go slow or build up to how, Code Geass, the anime TV series was. But, like, or else this movie would be like 3 hours long. But for me, well, that was kind of the beauty of Code Geass, characters, and it felt like they weren't not rushed. They had minor introductions to the original plot. The slow build up of Code Geass mixed in with characters' interactions and dialogues made Code Geass amazing. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I just think this movie could have been done better in the anime season than in the movie. I have like much of a better understanding of many characters' personalities. Not saying the movie doesn't, it just feels kind of rushed and pushed. And I think this movie is great and it has its flaws, but the fan service of bringing back Zero Lelouch to the franchise made my experience. And to be honest, that also made me watch the OVA and Akito. Because Lelouch was in the film, and overall, in this movie was a plot. You know what I'm saying? This movie was focused a lot on plot, and the plot was solid. It was dope. Lots of fan service. If I had to rate it, it would be like a solid 8. Like, Code Geass pace was fast and action was kind of underwhelming, but Code Geass is very heavily plot based anime that has a lot of plot twists and plot twist and plot twist. If you enjoyed the plot twist from the TV series and compilation films, then you're gonna love this movie. As a hardcore Code Geass fan that watched the series more than 6 times and watched the movies, I can say this: the movie does the anime justice, and I'm happy because this is one of my favorite animes of all time. And I really implore you to watch and buy this Blu-ray when it releases. If you love Code Geass, you're not going to regret watching this movie. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. By the way, I will be coming out with a spoiler review probably next week or a couple days regarding this movie. So anybody who's already seen the movie or y'all don't care about getting spoiled, y'all can watch that. If you enjoyed this video, please slap the like button and subscribe to Packapunchtv. Peace, guys, and the movie is a solid 8.